If you guys are joining college this year and nobody actually prepared you of how first year feels like trust me, this video is gonna be all you need. Hi, it's Monsy. I'm 21. I'm a full-time creator, and apart from that, I work as a social media manager and sales closer as well. But in this video, we're not talking about work, okay? I'm just gonna give you a lot of insights of how actually you can survive first year in college. And just for context, I graduated last year itself. I studied in Christ, Bangalore. Right now, again, I stay in Bangalore as well. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Just hear me out without through the entire video. Okay, so a little background story. I studied in Christ, Bangalore, as I mentioned. My campus was a new campus, okay, the moment I joined. So this was the Yeshwantpur batch, and I studied BBA in finance and international business. So that being said, as my campus was the new campus, we were the pilot batch, okay? Nobody was there before us, at least in that campus. So we had no seniors, nothing. All of our guidance was absolutely through experience. We did have a little connection with people from other campus, but it was never that streamlined. Can you imagine a new campus ho raha hai, शहर पे, ठीक है? You don't have proper PG facilities nearby. You don't have proper housing, everything. Food is there. So yeah, I have struggled a lot with that. So if you're someone dealing with a new campus, well, good luck for that, because at least first year is gonna be quite a ball game. But if you're someone who's college is already there since quite a while, you'll be it'll be very easy for you. But that being said, these pointers are very neutral for everyone, and please make sure there's few non-negotiable wale I will mention throughout the video. Please listen to it carefully. I made few of the mistakes. I don't want you to do that. First and the most important one, stop overthinking making friends, okay? I don't know why people stress it so much. I get it, you're completely new in a city, but try to understand this fact, okay? The friends you make in the first year will not last. Take it from me, barely maybe one or two people, but the friend group, the entire people, it will not last. You might have shifted 10-20 groups to actually meet your people. So it does not matter, okay? Take it from me. 99% of the people who actually join in the college will be new, okay? They are absolutely in the same stage as you. They are from a different city. They are new there. They don't know anybody as well. So how hard can it be? Simply just go and say hi. It could be just 3 sentences. Okay? Hi, I am Monsoon. I am from Siliguri. This was my hometown. Which course are you from? That's all. And then you can start the entire thing, which city, or when did you come, vagara vagara. It is not that hard, okay? And the most easiest place you can actually make friends is your class and your PG, the hostel you're staying, your roommate, vagara. It is so simple. Just don't be that of a shy kid, because starting pay, it might feel a little bit that kind of a thing. I also felt that oh, my school friends were great. People here are yeah, whatever is going on. But trust me, there will be good people. So it's not hard. Stop overthinking making friends. Just go say hi. And keep this in the back of your head that probably whatever impression you leave in front of them, good or bad, it will not last. These people might not be the one, your to-go friend. So you don't have to pretend, you don't have to be that. Just go say hi, be yourself. It's very simple to make friends, and more simpler than you think, because everyone there is going through the same stage. Second one is a little boring, but hear me out. Do not take attendance lightly, okay? This is a very big mistake, and depends. Again, college to college. So my college was Christ, and if you know, Christ is kind of very strict with attendance. We had 85% attendance, and that was mandatory. And you do whatever, okay? There were few, you can get past few things, but attendance was absolutely insane. And I have seen so many people actually getting laid out, rusticated or suspended out of college, absolutely first year pe hi, just because the attendance was low. Imagine just shortage of attendance, and that is not a new thing, okay? It's not just my college. There's multiple colleges who do the same. So I would suggest just have a little background check of how strict your college is, and on that basis download at least a bunking app or something. See, this is some, again, you do not have to attend all the classes. I am not that boring person who will tell you to do that. Do not have to attend all the classes. You don't have to force yourself into it. But if you joined a degree, at least you know that you will have to probably pass it. So if you have this thought in your head, try your best to at least avoid getting in that situation where you are almost standing in front of the admission officers and they are yeah, we will not be able to keep you anymore. That will be a very typical one. Now coming to the fun part, partying and drinking, okay? I know you guys want to hear about it. Now let's break all the myth. Is it bad? Is a very bad impression, oh my god, it's so low and all. Honestly, no. Till the time you can actually manage yourself, what's the big deal? And trust me, everyone has been to the clubs, okay? At least once. There might be very few people, no judgment here, absolutely your choice. But again, 99% of the people go, and I would not say it's bad anyways. But there's only one thing. See, if you're in the first year, okay, first sempe, you don't know the people you're going with, how things will be, if the club is good. And most of the people, like, even your friends don't know how things would be, because everyone is new in the city. So my suggestion is will be like, go with people you can at least trust. Like, see, that is like a breaking point, okay? Your first like memory could be very bad, or that could be very good, just depending on the people you go with. Like, I'll tell you my personal experience. The first time I went to a club, I actually used to stay in PG, so there was a lot of restrictions that we cannot, like, come back at night. So we had to make a thode bahut excuses that we are staying in somebody else's apartment, all of those. So that being said, can you think of the background thing? Like, see, at night when the club finishes, you cannot go back to your PG, so you have to stay at somebody else's place. So is the apartment of the friend or whoever you're going to stay with, is that just like, is it empty? Do they have the, like, availability for you? Is it going to be only you or your entire friend? Like, I will not suggest going only you alone. Go with your entire friend group, everything. So these are the background checks you need to keep in mind, okay? Like, my first clubbing experience wasn't that great. It was like, yeah, whatever, the pub was very bad. But honestly, the people I went with were absolutely great. We at least went everywhere together, and morning everyone left on to their place together, okay? So that being said, the group matters more than anything else. Like, have fun, but just have fun a little logically and maybe a bit more sensibly, because after a club and everything, when you're a little drunk, and most of the time, like, if you're going to a club or partying, whatever, as like, you'll be like 18-year or something, yeah? Like, you will not be a legal person. We all know about it. You'll be maybe faking ID or whatever you'll be doing. But again, so that being said, if you get caught, think about it. So think of the consequences. It's not that deep, but just have a little backup check of whom you're going with, and if things go wrong, what will you do? So that being said, now this is again a very most asked question, like, which one should you go for, like, for living? Apartment versus hostel versus PG, okay? Like, let's break down all of it. Like, I have been through all of them, not hostel exactly, but I've been friends, like, very close there. So I can give you a proper insight of how things might actually look, okay? So let's break it down. Hostel and PG pretty much is quite similar. As a first year, like, absolutely in the first sem, I will 100% suggest you go for a hostel or PG, okay? Like, I get it, you want your freedom, maybe your parents are cool with that, everything. Shifted after a month. Like, I remember I shifted back in first year only. Like, I shifted, I think, in a month or max to max 2. But at least I was there in a PG first, because, like, from there I met very good friends, and I actually, like, shifted with them. So later on, I again met another friends, or like, how things went, and I shifted to another apartment. That being said, okay, so from the starter one, I will suggest, once you go to a new city, an absolutely new city, I will suggest go for a hostel or a PG. If you want your freedom, if you like that kind of a little lifestyle, then go for a little chill PG, okay? Something like that. Hostel may not be that chill, so if you want to be a little more chill, go for a chill PG. If your parents don't agree with you, then it's fine, okay? It's not that big of a deal, okay? You will make so many friends, trust me, when a hostel or PG you stay, and that is the best, like, exit point. Like, imagine you're in a hostel or PG, okay? You want to leave, you can leave any time. That's all. But imagine the absolutely, like, the contrast situation. You are in a rented apartment. So in the rented apartment, imagine you're staying with another friend only. Okay? You met the friend online, or you met it, like, 1 week in college, the class, you really like them. Fine. But you shifted with them in an apartment. Now, getting an apartment itself is a ball game, okay? The apartment search, getting the contracts done, everything. That is a lot of work. Plus, you have an agreement there. So you just cannot leave anytime you want. Like, imagine your things are not, like, matching with the person, because you just met the person. You don't even know. So बहुत clashes हो रहे हैं, things are not going well. You cannot leave now because the agreement is there, of course. Second, the amount of work, like, trust me guys, it is no ball game. Like, at this point, even after, like, I live alone after graduation, the amount of work, oh my god, like, few days back my electricity bill was kind of missing. I had to find that, contact these people, like, where the fuck is the bill, kind of a thing. Second, my gas, like, line is gone, so I need to apply it, go to, like, the office again, get that done. It is just a lot of work, okay? So if you want to avoid that, obviously I would suggest the first one. Even if you can do it, but still I would suggest go for an apartment PG. At least be accustomed with the people, like, 1 or 2 months whom you're shifting with, because at the start you don't know. And second, if you're bound with an agreement or something where you have nothing to do, that will be a hell situation for you, trust me. Like, the person you stay with matters so much more. Like, your entire college will feel absolutely trash if this is not sorted. Next pointer is about food, okay? So what do we do if you're, like, not able to get accustomed with the kind of food? So background story, I'm from West Bengal, by the way, and I moved back to, like, south for my college, and that is like quite a difference. And obviously the food habits, everything is quite different. Like I didn't know I love South Indian food so much before coming. Like I love it, but at least first year pay my PG food and everything was very trash. Okay, like I couldn't pick exactly as much, ordering every day, you do not have the budget obviously. So that being said, I absolutely hated it. So the only things that really helped me was, I think, one, electric kettle, and if you can get a rice cooker or something. Like if you're in a PG or something, you might not be able to cook that much. You can eat outside, but guys, after a point it will be like hell to just order bahar se ya fir eat outside everything. The easiest thing I can get, say get a electric kettle. The least thing you can do, at least make yourself a coffee, or if you can make Maggie in there. The best one, if you can get a rice cooker, at least ande or rice to ban jayenge yaar. Matlab that's the basic thing for survival. So food is very important. At least if you're a picky eater, please learn something how to cook. It's not that hard, okay? At least using an electric kettle and the rice cooker is not that hard. I know some of the people, they get terrified, they just don't know what to do, and that's absolutely insane, okay? So that would be my basic thing. And if you're no proper cooking, if you're shifting to apartment, well, you're pretty sorted then. You don't have to worry about anything. Next one is academics and your clubs, okay? And let's break it down. Which one should you focus more or less, and how should it be, okay? So for academics, try to understand. First year pay, it is around 50-60% important, because if you're coming from different streams, for example, I came from science to commerce background. So for me, that things were quite new, okay? I was like, what the hell is going on? I did take extra courses before coming just to get myself accustomed, but still I was not that great. All the other people have at least done that in their 11th and 12th. I was still trying to catch up to the pace. So first year it's fine, you can still go with that, but my 100% suggestion would be join as many clubs as you can, okay? Just participate or join anything. And again, even for the clubs and everything, competitions, there's a little difference, okay? So you can be a club member, or you can take part in these whatever the things they host, okay? So for example, at least in my college there was a thing, if you're a club member, imagine ECEL, okay? I was a member from ECEL, so I was heading the marketing committee. So being a marketing head or even just a member, I cannot take part on any of the fests we were hosting, and some of the fests were amazing, okay? From other clubs also people were doing. So I will suggest, at least for first year, try to take part in there. Do not force yourself to be a member. If you can, fine, that's great, but I will 100% suggest take part in this competition as much, okay? See, both of them are quite two ends of the spectrum. You will learn a lot from the competition, the stress, everything. It's insane. And even being a member, how to manage things, how things are done, that is also great, okay? So just make sure, and again, join a decent committee you're doing. Imagine even if you join marketing, I headed marketing, okay? But there were some people who just joined for the sake of it, and they just wanted work, give me the poster, I will stand with it. What did they learn? I can give them better work, but again, they didn't want to. Or many a times your head or somebody will not give you proper work, or even you are not doing something like that. Join a proper club, but you can join it in your second sem or maybe later. First sem pe, I will suggest just participate in as many competitions as you can. Fail, that is fine, but you will know how festing actually feels like and how much stress it the stress build up is amazing. Last point is for all the baddies out there, it is looking fashionable versus comfort, okay? I mean, for the men as well, why not? So that being said, well, see, first sem, obviously I think first sem is the point people are the most dressed maybe, or second sem, or every sem ke start pe you will see people are the most dressed, first sem, third sem, fifth sem, sem break ke baad everyone's new haircut, new maybe a tattoo if your college allows that, something like that, new hair color. But yeah, again, I will suggest at least first year pay, do not take that much pressure to look good. Honestly, trust me, on the long term, you wear heels, at least for the ladies. Do not force yourself to wear heels every time just to look good. You wear heels and you wear a bathroom chappal, trust me, nobody will fucking even look at you. What the hell are you wearing? Because everybody's just minding their own business. See, college is the most spotlight effect and the most judgmental place on earth. Yes, it is judgmental, yes. But again, it is the most spotlight effect kind of a thing. If you've heard of the theory of the spotlight effect, it's basically everybody thinks the spotlight is on top of their head. Okay? I walk, I will think, oh, the spotlight's on me, then everybody's looking at me. Well, this is the mindset everybody has in their head. So if everybody thinks that everyone is looking at them, who is looking at them? No one. And that is quite the thing, okay? Like college mate, nobody gives a fuck. They are judgmental, yes, but they will at least not care about your chappal or whatever you're wearing, okay? Because like, you know, my suggestion would be like at least the first year pay, yes, do look fashionable, do not stress yourself so much, but at least keep like, you know, very comfort clothes or something, like, you know, backup options pay if you're very late. Like I have seen some of my friends who do not show up in the the first period. I mean, I have also done sometimes that I did not show up in the first period because like, you know, I did not have time to get dressed. Like, yeah. I regret it thoda sa, yes, because last sem pe, this, I think fifth sem or last sem, this came very heavy on me for the attendance, but yeah. Okay, and I realized after a point, when I just like, you know, left giving a fuck, I was like, oh, nobody cares. Genuinely, nobody actually cared about it. So that being said, just keep like, you know, few pair of normal clothes, do not force yourself. And yeah, that is all. Looking fashionable is great, but at times securing the attendance or maybe just showing up matters way more than that. Anyways, guys, we are quite at the end of the video. This is all I wanted to share. Just one thing before finishing, like, you know, do not stress so much. Like, you know, if you're very excited, if you want to make like a lot out of college, great for you. If you're someone who's just dreading maybe like, you know, parental pressure, ya fir just like degree chahiye, that is also fine, okay? Trust me, it's just like 2 to 3 years, or maybe like, you know, 3 to 4 actually, by the way, for undergrad people. So 3 to 4 years of your life, it will pass by, okay? It's no big deal. And college is probably the only place on earth you can experiment as much, like, you know, as much as you want without taking any responsibility. Like 99% of the people do not have any responsibility. You don't have to take care of anybody, no financial stress, nothing. Everything, like, you know, mostly your parents are providing for you, so you can experiment with like, you know, your life, career options at all. Like you don't imagine, like, you know, you cannot think about it, the amount of time you have in college. So please use it well. I will not like, you know, say force it in first sem pay, but try to do that. Like imagine you leave last year pay and that is the time when you start figuring out, like still after graduation, living under your parents' money and their roof, and you are starting to figure out, well, that shit will be bad, okay? You have your entire college, so have fun, live it, and yeah, don't take it too much stress, okay? If it's going good, well, brilliant for you. If it's going bad, it's fine, okay? It is gonna pass through it. Anyways, guys, and just remember at the end of the, like, you know, graduation, you will not see 99% of the people. Doesn't matter, okay? Just be chill about it. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. And yeah, just to mention, I am there on Instagram as well. Check me out if you haven't seen yet. Might see some of the videos, and I do post a lot about college sometimes as well. And yeah, that's being said, I would love to see you guys on the next video. Let me know if you have any suggestion, anything. Drop down in the comment box. I'll try to be a little active, and that's all for today. Have a good day.